And my brother, he used to say, he said, if it ain't worth dying for, it ain't worth living for. And he gave his life for it, which my dad did the same thing.
Do you ever, see yourself dying this way?
I mean, I don't want to die that way. Out of all the ways to die, it's one of the worst. You lose control of your bodily functions, your bowels, all that just cuts loose on you, plus sick to your stomach, and basically you bleed to death on the inside, eternal. Your blood won't clot. My brother, before he got bit and died, offered to take him to the doctor, asked him several times he wanted to go, and he refused medical treatment. And then right before he died, he just looked at us and he said, I can't breathe. And we asked him again, well, do you want to go to the hospital? And he said no. And the hospital, I could have thrown a rock and just about hit it, so we could have loaded him up in a car. We could have loaded him up in the car and had him at the hospital probably about as fast as we could have called 911. I done CPR on him when I pulled him out on the floor, and I was pushing on his chest, blood squirted out of his mouth. I guess he drowned it on his own fluids is all I can figure. God, that about killed me, man. He was my pastor, my brother, my friend. He was, God, I still ain't over it, to be honest with you, but life goes on. I've lost a dad in this, and I lost a brother in this, and I would never deny my faith.
How did your father pass away?
Rattler bite. He had been bit. That was his fourth bite. I think the first bite he got was a rattler bite. Then he got bit twice at the same time with two copperheads. He was handling them and putting them around his neck, and he done like that, like he was going to straighten them out. And when he run his hands down, one of them hit him on the hand, the other hit him on the finger. And you know, kids being kids, when he got bit, the kids' way of thinking, me and my brother sitting there, I was like, oh boy, we don't have to go to school tomorrow, you know. But people that was coming to the church from all different churches, and the Spirit would move on them and they began to prophesy. And I could remember as a child, the prophecy, they would say, a son will die, a son will die. And I remember going to church that Sunday, and Mom had told my dad, said, Max said, I had a dream last night. They was men with gloves on, black gloves, and said they had sticks, and they was messing with them serpents, said they was making them mad. So said, if you go in that box today, will you be careful? Daddy just looked at her and said, wonder what that means. And we got to church, like I said, Dad got bit with about 30 minutes church, 30 minutes into the service. He stood up, and this testimony was different than all the others. He said, if this one takes me out, he said, it's still the Word of God. It don't change the Word of God. If I die this way today, he said, it's still the Word. They brought a bed out in the church, and they put him in the bed because he needed to lay down. He started throwing up buckets of blood at a time. He'd fill up a whole 5-gallon bucket full of blood. And Mom was on the drums, playing the drums, trying to keep, that's the way we'll do when somebody's bit. We'll try to keep the Spirit of God moving. And never will forget it. The Spirit fell on Mom, and she come off them drums, and she got in front of the pulpit, and she was speaking in tongues. And she told us, after Dad had died, she said, when that was taking place, she said, God was speaking to me, and he told me a coffin will lie there. And she said, in my mind, I wouldn't accept that, because I thought if I accepted that, then I would lose faith and not be able to pray for your daddy. But the Lord told her that a coffin would lay there. All I know is he grinned. When I opened the door, he looked at me and he grinned. And he said something to me. I reached down and asked him to tell me again, and he said he was gone. He had me that quick. And that was basically the same way with my brother. So if he hadn't have died, I guess my life may have turned out completely different. But
Channel 5 Live Worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News.
Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.
Next question.